Hey guys, it's Mina. Today I'm going to be taking you through the steps of basic calligraphy. Also, I apologize for any background noise because there's a hurricane outside and there's a lot of wind, rain, thunder. So all of the above, if you hear any of that, sorry. Hope you enjoy the video. Before we start, you want to make sure that your paper is smooth. Friction from a standard printer paper will cause your marker to fray and it'll be harder to make clean lines. Typically, bullet journal pages and Moleskine or Leuchtturm work well, but if you don't want to invest in a journal as they are quite pricey, HP printing paper works as well. You can use any writing utensil to do calligraphy. Today I will be using a Tombow brush pen, two types of Tombow Fudenosuke calligraphy pens. That one's the soft one. And then the blue one is the hard tip, which gives you better control. Also, I'll be using Crayola Super Tip in addition to a Muji pen, which you could use to do faux calligraphy, but really you could use any pen that you want. The key to calligraphy is the strokes. As you can see, the upstrokes are thin and the downstrokes are thick. All you have to do is use less pressure for the upstrokes and more pressure for the downstrokes. Here I'm just practicing drawing straight lines, which I recommend doing to practice control. Practicing drawing waves will improve your control over the pen, and writing will be much easier. I'm still using the same technique, light pressure on upstrokes and more pressure on downstrokes. Once you have the hang of alternating pressure, the next step is writing out the alphabet. Make sure to go slow and remember to pick up the tip. I would suggest picking up your pen after each stroke to focus on the technique rather than the writing itself. Here I'm just alternating colors to show how that would look. I find going slow and picking up the pen makes my letters more evenly spaced and overall look neater. Another tip is to use lined paper like in kindergarten. Lined paper will help you get a neater character because you don't have to worry about writing in a straight lines or any letter ratios. To write, all you have to do is connect the letters. Now is when the waves we drew earlier comes in handy, because once you have your alphabet down, you could really do anything by using waves. Practice writing out words so you become used to connecting letters. Again, you can alternate colors to check your strokes. Once you feel comfortable writing within calligraphy, you can play around with your style. For example, in the word dreaming, the R is a bit slower than the D. Shifting the baseline gives the overall concept a bouncy and bubbly look. You can also play around with the spacing. Here, I'm just making the spaces between the letters smaller. And here, I'm increasing the area between each letter. As you can see, the character of the two words is entirely different, so you want to play around with these techniques to find your style. Now I'm using my Crayola Super Tips. It's the same technique. I find these Super Tips easier to control because the nib is stiffer than a standard brush pen, but that differs for each individual. If you don't have a marker or brush pen, you could use a normal pen or a pencil for faux calligraphy. All you have to do is write out your word in cursive and go back to each downstroke and make a little line to give it a calligraphy effect. Just make sure to write out your word a bit spaced out so you have room for the extra lines. That's it for today's video. I hope it was informative. Thank you for watching.